Welcome to the Dinosaur Review for Kids podcast, a show all about reviewing dinosaurs on a scale of 1 to 10 fossils before only the elite terrible lizards make it into the prehistoric cage match. This program is presented by the Stomp Tromp Roar Company and can be heard within all the rock layers across the planet. Grab your dinosaurs and your official scorecard because it's now time to dig for dinosaurs. Here's your Mesozoic host, Dinosaur Ranger Anthony.
Hello all my junior paleontologists. Can you believe it? We made it all the way to Plymouth Rock for today's episode of the Dinosaur Review for Kids podcast. As you know, my name is Dinosaur Ranger Anthony, and I'll be your pilgrim-like host for today's Thanksgiving-themed Dinosaur Review. Now, here in just a little less than 2 weeks, we will celebrate the 402nd Feast of Thanks. It all started way back in the year 1621 when the Plymouth colonists, known as the Pilgrims, and the Wampanoag Native Americans shared an autumn harvest meal that is known as the very first Thanksgiving. Now, Squanto, a famous Native American, taught the Pilgrims how to cultivate corn, how to extract maple tree sap, how to catch fish in the rivers, and how to avoid those poisonous plants. He also helped the Pilgrims become friends with the Wampanoag tribe. Now, Squanto was great at establishing a relationship between the Native Americans and the Europeans that we know as the Pilgrims, you guys. And it led to the very first Thanksgiving, you guys. And those people, the Pilgrims, they came over on the ship called the Mayflower. Super cool. And this feast between the Pilgrims and the Native Americans would become the annual tradition, you guys, and a national holiday in 1863 by President Abraham Lincoln. Now, before we stomp into the kitchen and prepare a few side dishes for our prehistoric feast, let's do a quick fun fact, give an update on the Dino Bus, and roar out some shout-outs. And also, I should mention, if my voice sounds a little bit funny today, it's because my nose is super clogged with Brachiosaurus boogers. You guys, and another fun fact, my mom used to call me Booger Ryan as a kid. So yeah, that was one of my silly nicknames growing up. Ryan happens to be my middle name, and Booger, I guess that just kind of stuck with my mom to give me that silly little nickname. But let's go ahead and move over to our dinosaur fun fact. Now, although today's genus falls into the spinosaurids family, this dinosaur doesn't have a sail that goes down its back. That's right! You technically don't need a sail to be part of this amazing dinosaur family. The spinosaurids are theropod dinosaurs that walked on 2 legs. They had larger arms than like the T-Rex. They had that elongated, you guys, hook-shaped claw. They had cone-like teeth, and they had a crocodile-like skull. So no sail is required to be in the Spinosaurids family. Now, the Dino Bus, no huge updates, you guys, but we have reached out to some bus owners on Facebook about getting some more details, some more pictures of what the bus looks like, how much the bus weighs, and all kinds of things. Now, things have slowed down a little bit, but the dream is still alive. Now, you guys, let's roar out some shout-outs. Shout out to Sean and Jude at Hitchcock Elementary. I did a quick virtual lesson for them a couple weeks ago, you guys, and it was all about the T-Rex. Is it a hunter or is it a scavenger? Long story short, I think it was both. I don't think the T-Rex would have passed up on any meal, especially on Thanksgiving. Now, thank you to all my OutSchool learners. During the month of October, I did 5 dinosaur Halloween lessons, you guys, had 30 amazing students, and it was all just so much fun when I dressed up as Anthony, the mad paleontologist, and we exploded our Jack-O-Lava exploding volcano. Now, shout out to Council Bluffs Public Library. We went and did a prehistoric pep rally over there a couple Saturdays ago. Had so much fun. The kids just were having a blast. I truly had a blast myself. It's just so much fun doing those pep rallies, and thank you for having me. A shout out to a very happy birthday to Liam. We did his Triassic party a couple Saturdays ago. We went inside, had tons of fun with him and his family, all of his friends, teaching them and educating them and entertaining them all about dinosaurs as we played all kinds of awesome dinosaur games and even did our Ice Age activity at the end where the kids get to hammer out these Ice Age creatures out of these big ice cubes. Now, a shout out to the Yellow Brick Road on Harrison Street here in Omaha. It was a roaring good time. The kids just had a blast. We all had so much fun talking about dinosaurs. A shout out to the Children's Room Montessori School. You guys, I actually went to this school like 3 years ago when I first started doing my business. When I started doing birthday parties, I think it was like my 4th or 5th birthday party I ever did for the Stomp Chomp Roar Company was at the Children's Room Montessori School. So they like booked the school after hours for the birthday party. Well, last Friday, I went back to do my fossil cart show. So it was so much fun going there, and I truly had an amazing time. The kids were so much fun. They were giggling, laughing, roaring, and just having a good time. And I even recognized a few kids out there in the audience as well. Now, a shout out to Saddlebrook Elementary. A huge shout out to the Green Wave. That's their mascot, you guys. And they were just awesome. I truly had such another great prehistoric pep rally. The last 2 weeks, all of the shows have been just so much fun. And the Saddlebrook Elementary that I went to on Friday lived up to the rest of them. It was like the icing on the cake for the week. I just had so much fun entertaining and educating all those kids from kindergarten all the way up to 5th grade, all about dinosaurs, prehistoric life, fossils, and all kinds of creatures that lived in Nebraska here long ago. Now, a happy early birthday to Dominic. He's one of my longtime junior dinosaur rangers on my Patreon club, and we might just happen to meet him on today's interview segment, you guys. Well, yeah, let's go ahead and head over into the kitchen because it's time to prepare the mashed potatoes and carve the turkey with our spinosaurid claw. I hope you're ready for a feast. It's time to review our next dinosaur genus. Here we are, my junior paleontologist. I've got my official scorecard pulled up, and we made it into the kitchen so we can prepare our Thanksgiving meal and even review this dinosaur genus. Now, today we're talking about the Baryonyx. The Baryonyx, and how did it take this long to finally review this spinosaurid dinosaur? We're on episode 76, and I'm finally talking about the Baryonyx. Now, this one's name means the heavy claw. The heavy claw, just like my huge spinosaurid claw right here, or maybe it's the mighty meat carver for carving that turkey on Thanksgiving Day. But our Baryonyx is the heavy claw. Now, what type of dinosaur is this one? As we know from our Dino Fun Fact, this is a spinosaurid. But before we get into the family Spinosaurid, we have to go down the order. So the dinosaur order for our Baryonyx, it's a Saurischian dinosaur. Those are the lizard-hipped dinosaurs. And then it's a theropod. Those are the bipedal, walking on 2 legs, carnivores. They're eating all kinds of meat with their sharp teeth. And then it falls into that spinosaurid family, which we learned they technically don't even need a sail. They just need more of that crocodilian-like head, those conical-like teeth, you guys, longer arms, that huge little claw on their thumb that we'll get to here in just a minute. But our Baryonyx is a spinosaurid, like our Spinosaurus, our Suchomimus, our Irritator, our Ichthyovenator, all those spinosaurids that I truly love. Now, how big was this dinosaur? What was the length, the height, and the weight of our Baryonyx? Well, this one, they believe is going up to 33 feet long, or 10 meters, 8 feet high, or 2.4 meters, and 4,400 pounds. That would be a huge turkey to serve on Thanksgiving, you guys. A 4,000-pound turkey? I think most people usually get like a 20-pound turkey. So this dinosaur would make for for a really good meal. Now, I should mention, the holotype specimen is of a juvenile, and it was only up to 25 feet long. So they believe since that was a juvenile at 25 feet long, they believe the adult is going to get closer up to 33 feet long for our Baryonyx. Now, how fast was this dinosaur? What was its speed as it's running around, maybe chasing turkeys and looking for all kinds of food? Well, our Baryonyx, it's unknown. We're not quite sure how fast it was, but we can estimate maybe around 20 to 25 miles per hour. It's not as heavy as like the T-Rex or the Spinosaurus, so it might be able to run a little bit quicker because it's not as heavy, but at the same time, they don't have maybe as well-developed muscles in their legs. But we do believe that it's probably running a little bit faster than those bigger meat eaters. So our Baryonyx right here, 20 to 25 miles per hour. They're a bipedal stance, remember? They're walking on two legs and possibly even getting down at four legs at times, because our Spinosaurids have more of a larger forelimbs or arms than like our T-Rex family. Now, what weapons or defense did this dinosaur have? What kind of characteristics does our Baryonyx have that sets it away from the other dinosaurs, those other theropods? Well, our Baryonyx has a long and narrow crocodile-like snout, just like the Spinosaurus and the rest of those Spinosaurids. Their head looks like a crocodile that you might see living around today. So a crocodile-like snout. Now, their skull is 37 inches in length, so a little over 3 feet. 12, 24, 36, 37 for our Baryonyx skull. Now their jaw, it's somewhat of a spoon-like front jaw. So when you look at their lower jaw, it almost looks like it's making the shape of a spoon out at the end. So a very unique jaw, you guys. Now they have 96 small conical-like serrated teeth. So tons of teeth. So here in my science lab, I have a Spinosaurus replica tooth. You can see it's conical in shape. It's going to be like our Baryonyx. So the Baryonyx has tons of teeth. So way more than like T-Rex. T-Rex 50 to 60, but they're bigger and it has a bigger bite force. So since our Baryonyx doesn't have as big of a bite force, they're probably snapping their jaws quicker like crocodiles today, since their snout is more thin, crocodile-like. They've got more teeth to kind of make up for not having as big of a bite force. They're shorter in the back and they get longer to the front. And just like on some of our toys right here, they're probably kind of all weird going in shapes with each other. When you look at crocodiles, you can see all their teeth are kind of like woven together like a zipper or something like that. We'll see the same thing on our Spinosaurids and like our Baryonyx right here. Those teeth at the end of their snout are getting bigger than the ones in the back, probably helping them catch all kinds of prey as they're feeding on stuff maybe along the coastline. Now they have a small crest above its eyes, like we see on many of the other Spinosaurids. Right here I have my family, my pilgrim family of a bunch of Baryonyxes. Right here on my table, 5 different ones sitting right here of the Mattel toys. And they all look so cool, and I really love the Hammond collection one right here that kind of has more joints. You can move them around a little bit more. But like I said, Baryonyx with that small crest above its eyes. Now they have a large 12-inch long thumb claw. Remember, their name means heavy claw. So our Baryonyx has a claw similar to this one I have right here in my hand. This one's a replica Spinosaurus claw, but it's still giving it the correct length. A large 12-inch long thumb claw, you guys, that they might have used to help catch all kinds of fish and food as they're feeding along the coastlines, looking for all kinds of food to eat. No turkeys, probably just all kinds of marine life. Now, I mentioned earlier they have strong forelimbs. Our Spinosaurids have longer arms than like our T-Rex. So that's really going to help them as they're catching all kinds of prey along the waters. Maybe getting down to a quadrupedal stance at times. Because as we know, they believe the Spinosaurus might even be a quadrupedal dinosaur. But as for me, I'm sticking as a bipedal for our Spinosaurus and the rest of our Spinosaurids. Now, you guys, at the end of their strong forelimbs. They have 3-fingered claws. So each hand has 3-fingered claws, and as we just talked about, they have that large 12-inch thumb claw. Now our Baryonyx right here, what makes it different from the rest of those spinosaurids? The rest of them all have a sail. Spinosaurus, Suchomimus, Irritator, Ichthyovenator. But our Baryonyx right here, no sail. You don't need a sail to be a spinosaurid. But they still have other characteristics that we mentioned before that put them into that spinosaurids family. Crocodile-like snout, longer arms, that little claw on their thumb. I shouldn't say little, that large 12-inch claw on their thumb. You guys, those conical-like teeth, they are truly a spinosaurid. Now, it also lived along the shores, as I mentioned, looking for all kinds of marine reptiles, marine species, maybe some little trilobites, ammonites along the coastlines that have washed up, all kinds of little prehistoric fish and stuff like that they could sink their claw into and then get it with those longer teeth up there in the front. Now, you guys, they have a long tail for stability behind them. As they're running around the coastline on the sandy beaches, they can be looking for all kinds of food. And that tail is going to help them keep balance as they're hunting, running around looking for all kinds of food to eat. Now, we believe they have somewhat of a scaly skin, like we see on other spinosaurid dinosaurs. No evidence of feathers, and they do have an advanced brain, you guys. So our Baryonyx, these bigger meat eaters, those bigger carnivores, have a pretty advanced brain compared to like a Stegosaurus or an Ankylosaurus. They have good sight and good hearing to help them hunt all throughout their environment. Now let's talk about their environment a little bit. Where did this dinosaur live and how long did this genus live during the Mesozoic era? Well, our Baryonyx is coming in 130 to 125 million years ago during that early Cretaceous period. Now, it was found in Western Europe from England, Portugal, and Spain, and it's found in the Weald Clay Formation. Now, it was found in 1983, named in 1986 by Charig and Milner. Those are the paleontologists that named our Baryonyx the heavy claw. And it also happens to be the first spinosaurid that they named a piscivore. Now, a piscivore kind of sounds like carnivore or herbivore, and that's because it talks about what the animal is eating. So a piscivore is eating all kinds of stuff out of the water. They're eating marine species, all kinds of fish, and things that swam around throughout the waters. So they believe our Baryonyx right here, they don't believe, they know, since they found fish scales, you guys, inside of its stomach region, that they named this one the first spinosaurid that became a piscivore. We knew this one was eating all kinds of fish because of those fish scales that we found inside of its stomach region when they found the fossil specimen. So you guys, what is going to be our score for this Thanksgiving-themed episode? What is our Baryonyx going to rate among the rest of the dinosaurs we've reviewed already? Now remember, our Baryonyx is a spinosaurid, even though it doesn't have a sail. It's up to 33 feet long, 8 feet high, and can weigh a little over 4,000 pounds. Now, it's running 20-25 miles per hour. They have a long, narrow, crocodilian-like snout with a 37-inch skull. A spoon-like front jaw, you guys. 96 small, conical-like serrated teeth for shredding all kinds of fish and marine species. A small head crest above their eyes. They've got that large 12-inch long thumb claw for clawing all kinds of fish and all kinds of prey. Longer and stronger arms for a theropod. 3-fingered claws, no sail, but they did live around the shorelines, hunting for all kinds of marine species. A long tail for stability, scaly skin, advanced brain, and good sight and hearing for listening for all kinds of prey that might be around them. And it lived back during the early Cretaceous period. But you guys, what is going to be our score for our Baryonyx? What is it going to get on the Dinosaur Review for Kids podcast? So I knew it wasn't going to get no Spinosaurus-like score, but this one really is very similar to like the Ichthyovenator and the Suchomimus. So I wanted to put it right there in about that same region. So our Baryonyx today on the Dinosaur Review for Kids podcast is going to get an 8.5 4. An 8.4 for our Baryonyx, the heavy claw, using it to slice all kinds of turkey for Thanksgiving, you guys. An 8.4 is an amazing score, and a good job for our Baryonyx. Happy Thanksgiving, Baryonyx. An 8.4 on the Dinosaur Review for Kids podcast. Now, was that a hefty review or what? An 8.4 is the perfect recipe, score, for this prehistoric meat carver. But hey, did everyone get a slice of turkey during today's review? If not, then I guess you're going to have to wait until Thursday, November 23rd, because that's Thanksgiving, baby! And it's also always the fourth Thursday in November. Now, as you remember, this season, after each review, I'm doing a short interview with one of my Patreon club members. So let's go back into the kitchen for seconds and meet another junior dinosaur ranger. Now, today I'm joined by one of my very early Patreon club members. This junior dinosaur ranger, I believe, has a perfect attendance record for my monthly virtual lessons on Patreon. Let's all give a pilgrim-like hello to junior dinosaur ranger, Dominic. Dominic, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great.
Good, awesome. Are you excited for your interview today?
Of course.
Awesome. Now, first things first, I always like to ask my interviewees, you guys, are you team herbivore or team carnivore?
Herbivore all the way.
Herbivore all the way? Awesome. Perfect. I love my herbivores too. Now, what's your favorite dinosaur?
If I had to pick one, I would go with the Therizinosaurus.
Ooh, nice with that big sickle-like claw, right?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Well,
I love the Therizinosaurus before Jurassic World did.
very cool. Yeah, so you were the trendsetter, right? You like Therizinosaurus first, then Jurassic World, huh? Now, do you have a favorite dinosaur memory?
Probably what started my love for dinosaurs was when I was young. We decided to just watch The Land Before Time.
Ooh, yeah.
I loved it.
Yeah, that was one of my favorite dinosaur movies growing up. Which character you like the best? Do you remember the characters?
I
Yeah,
like Spike.
yeah, the Stegosaurus.
He's
He was,
just big and goofy.
I know, right? He was super funny all the time. Do you have a favorite museum you've been to?
Probably the Museum of Natural Science.
Nice. And I know you went to Universal Studios last year, right? Tell our listeners the bad news, what happened when you went there.
The Jurassic Park River Adventure ride had broken down the day we got there.
That's right. Gosh, I felt so bad for you guys that the ride wasn't working properly. I wish they could have got you in there, but they give you some like cool behind the scenes stuff to look at?
Yeah, we got to see a bunch of different dinosaur exhibits. Like, we even got to name a baby velociraptor.
Ooh, nice. That would have been tons of fun. Now, I know you always have that favorite toy that you like to bring to my Zoom lessons. Grab Trevor for us. There's
There he
Trevor,
is.
our Indominix Rex, but you're Indominic Rex. Why do you think you named him Trevor?
I really don't know. I just picked a random name that came to mind. I was like, I need a name for him. Trevor.
Trevor, the Indominus Rex. Very cool, very cool. Now, on today's podcast review, I gave the Baryonyx an 8.4. Do you think that was a good score for this spinosaurid type dinosaur?
I think it's a pretty good ranking. It's not like a crazy popular dinosaur that everybody's heard of,
Yeah.
but it's not like a dinosaur that no one knows about. So an 8.4 is decent.
Perfect. Yeah, I kind of put it in there with the rest of the spinosaurids that I reviewed before. But as we know, it's no Spinosaurus or no Indominic Rex or Indominus Rex, huh? Do you think this little guy right here, my Baryonyx, could beat your Trevor?
Probably not.
Probably not, huh? Your Indominus Rex is going to just defeat this like Thanksgiving turkey, right? Because
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure the Indominus Rex doesn't have like sort of it doesn't have quite as big claws as the Therizinosaurus, but they're still pretty big, huh?
Yeah, it's got that one middle claw in the center that's huge.
It's huge, huh? Now, today's review or today's podcast, we kind of had like a Thanksgiving feel to it. Do you have a favorite thing you like to eat on Thanksgiving?
Oh, definitely the turkey.
Ooh, I love the turkey, uh-huh.
Turkey or ham?
Do you like mashed potatoes?
Not really.
What?
Not my
No mashed
favorite.
potatoes? My mind is blown.
No mashed
Oh,
potatoes.
that's my favorite. What about pumpkin pie?
It's okay.
Okay, maybe some whipped cream on it. But what do you think it would have been like to be a pilgrim and coming to a
Mm,
whole new world?
it would probably seem like very interesting and maybe a little scary because like you wouldn't know like what's this? What's this? What's this?
Yeah, that's right, huh? Coming to a whole new place. Maybe there would have been weird creatures and dinosaurs there, huh? That would have been wild.
Probably not.
Going back to Pangea. Well, thank you so much for joining me for today, Dominic. Did you have a good time?
Yeah.
Awesome. And I told everybody earlier in my shout outs that your birthday's coming up. Are you excited for your birthday?
Yes, most definitely.
Awesome. Do you got any plans for it?
Not really. It's just gonna be like a chill, relaxing, hang out with family birthday,
Yeah.
maybe play some Mario Kart.
Ooh, some Mario Kart. And it's just 2 weeks away, right? On Tuesday, November 28th.
Yes.
Awesome. How old are you going to be this year? 100?
Well,
12 already? Gosh, that's
yeah.
crazy. Well, thank you so much for joining me for today. I hope you have a very happy birthday here in a couple weeks. And do you have any last roars or words for our listeners?
No, not really. All I would like to say is that Thanksgiving is an underappreciated holiday.
It is, huh? Because you're kind of right there in between Halloween and Christmas. Everybody loves dressing up for Halloween, and then you want to get to Christmas for presents. So you kind of got this Thanksgiving in the middle, huh? But it's just so good. So much yummy food. I just love Thanksgiving. Perfect. Well, thank you so much for joining me for today, Dominic. And I can't wait to see you on my next virtual lesson. And I can always count on you for being there. I hope you and your family have a wonderful Thanksgiving next week. And I also hope that you have a very happy birthday on November 28th, okay?
I appreciate it.
Awesome. I'll see you later, bud. Now, if you're interested in becoming a junior dinosaur ranger, then join my Patreon club. This Sunday, November 19th, we'll be having Ranger Giving. That's right, instead of Thanksgiving or Friendsgiving, we're doing Ranger Giving. And it's going to be a dinosaur feast and movie watch party. So I'm going to tell my junior dinosaur rangers to bring their favorite snack, their favorite drink, and we're going to have tons of fun watching a dinosaur movie. And maybe I can even find one with a little bit of a Thanksgiving theme to it. So be sure to sign up as a fossil hunter or a Raptor Pack member to join in on the fun. Just visit patreon.com/StompChompRoar. Now you guys, let's do our joke and question for the day. Why did the Millard South Marching Band need a turkey? Think about that one. It's pretty easy. Why did the Millard South Marching Band need a turkey? Why do you think they needed a turkey? Well, you guys, it's because they needed some drumsticks for the drum line. They needed drumsticks, and turkeys have drumsticks in their turkey legs. Do you get it? I sure do. But you guys, my oldest daughter Cecilia was in the marching band this year as a freshman at Millard South High School, and she plays the clarinet. And you guys, I am truly beyond proud of her and the band for doing such an amazing job this year. Their show, you guys, it was called Behind the Mask, and it was like a masquerade ball, and it was just so good. And I'd be lying if I said I didn't tear up a few times this marching marching band season. So Cecilia, I'm super proud of you for doing so much hard work learning and just continuing to play the clarinet and getting better and better every day and doing all those steps, you guys. The marching band is so much more than playing your instrument. You're putting on a show, just like when I go do my pep rallies or my fossil cart shows. The kids are going all around the field, putting a show together, doing all kinds of steps with their footwork, and it was truly amazing, and I'm just so proud of her and the rest of the band this year. Now, on a side note, their football team, the Millard South Patriots, you guys, they were the second seed in the playoffs this year. But sadly, this past Friday, they lost in the semifinals. It was so sad, you guys. We were up 13-3, and the other team scored 3 touchdowns in the fourth quarter to take the win and get a trip to the state championship. It was so sad, so heartbreaking to watch. Me and my family, we went to all the football games this year. Of course, to watch Cecilia and the marching band, but then to also watch our alma mater, you guys. Me and my wife, we went to Millard South as kids, so we loved watching the football team this year, but sadly they lost, and I'm just so proud of the marching band, the football team, all the students up there at Millard South, and I hope they come back bigger and better next year, and we go off to the state finals, you guys, and win a championship. So until next year. Now, you guys, our question before we go. Just like we look at Pangea as being a mysterious world where the dinosaurs lived, think about what the Pilgrims were thinking when they landed at Plymouth Rock to start a whole new life in an unfamiliar world. We look at Pangea as being unfamiliar, but the Pilgrims would have looked at North America as being unfamiliar to them. So think about it. Would you be excited or would you be scared? Think about how you would feel if you went and took a ship or maybe even a magic carpet to a whole new world. Get that little Aladdin reference right there? But it would have just been crazy. I couldn't imagine how it would have been like to just hop on a ship and travel over the Atlantic Ocean to a whole new world, you guys. So think about what you would have felt like if you had jumped on a ship and traveled here back in November of 1620 when the Mayflower came and landed here at Plymouth Rock. I think I truly would have been scared a little bit, but also excited to see what the new world had in store. Now, before we sign off for today, you guys, I just wanted to say thank you to all my amazing listeners. I truly appreciate you listening to my podcast, and I can't thank you guys all enough. So I hope everyone has a very happy Thanksgiving holiday. Now remember, my name is Dinosaur Ranger Anthony, your pilgrim-like host for today's review all about the Baryonyx and its heavy claw for slicing all kinds of turkey for Thanksgiving. And as always, keep digging for dinosaurs. Gobble, gobble, gobble!
Wow!